If you had to choose just one energy to guide you today, would it be the darkness that feeds your anger, your fear, and your doubt, or the wisdom that guides you toward truth, courage, and light? Which one would you choose? Let me share a story with you. Aarav was a young boy who carried more questions than years in his life. Every morning he'd walk past temples, shrines, and idols, but instead of finding peace, he just found confusion. People around him worshipped different gods and followed different rituals. One day, weighed down by all these questions, Aarav approached an old wandering sage sitting beneath a banyan tree. Aarav said, "I am so confused. Who should I worship? Some say, worship the god of light. Others say, fear the power of darkness. When I feel good, I want to worship goodness. But when I feel angry or full of hate, I feel pulled toward darkness. I'm lost between these two energies." The sage opened his eyes slowly and smiled, placing a hand over the boy's heart. He said softly, "Child, before you ask whom to worship, ask which temple you are trying to enter." Aarav looked confused. The sage continued, "Look at yourself. You walk from one shrine to another, but you've forgotten the greatest temple ever created. Your bones are pillars more beautiful than stone. Your flesh is the warm wall that protects you. Your mind is the shining roof that holds your thoughts. And the rivers of veins inside you carry life, just like holy waters. Tell me, Travala, which temple is more sacred than this one?" Aarav felt a strange warmth rising inside him. But he asked again, "Master, if my body is a temple, then where is God inside me? And how do I stay connected with him?" The sage chuckled, his eyes glowing. That is the real question." They stood up and began walking along a dusty road. The sage pointed around. "God walks with you in ways you've never noticed. When you help someone who is struggling, God holds your hand. When you speak truth, even when it's hard, God strengthens your voice. When you choose kindness, when anger is easier, God smiles through you. And when you lift someone's burden, God lifts yours." Aarav listened, feeling every word sink in. "But Master," he asked quietly, "why do I still feel the pull of darkness? Why do I get angry, jealous, or afraid? If I'm a temple, why is there so much noise inside?" The sage placed a hand on his shoulder. "Child, light and darkness exist in every human. Even the holiest temple has shadows. You can't destroy the darkness, but you can choose which side you feed. When you feed anger, anger becomes your god. When you feed fear, fear becomes your god. But when you feed compassion, truth, and courage, then the divine becomes your companion." The sage stopped and tapped the earth with his staff. "Aarav, listen. God doesn't sit only in temples of stone. He sits in the struggles you overcome, the duties you fulfill, the tears you wipe, and the love you give. When you walk the path of good action, the divine walks beside you as a friend. He is not looking for perfect devotees. He is looking for sincere ones." Aarav looked at the sky, feeling a clarity he had never experienced before. The sage smiled one last time and said, "The temple you've been searching for your whole life is the one you carry every moment. And the God you seek outside is the same one who breathes through you, who feels through you, who speaks through your conscience." Aarav finally understood. The confusion between good and evil wasn't a curse, it was a reminder that he had a choice. And standing there, with the sun setting, the boy bowed his head, not to a statue or a shrine, but to the living temple he had always carried within his heart. And that day, he began worshiping, not through rituals, but through his actions. So now, the question returns to you. Which temple are you standing in right now? The temple of darkness, built by anger, jealousy, and fear, or the temple of light built by compassion, truth, and duty? The answer has always been inside you. Believe in that truth. Believe in yourself.